My name is Guy Anderson. I am 27 years old from New Zealand. Owner, founder, and now I'm looking into more of a sales role going ahead. I should be looking into the camera from there.
Sweet.
So, Adam, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yep, I am 25 years old. I moved from Melbourne to Gold Coast about 6 years ago and now consider myself a Gold Coast local. I absolutely love it. I am the head coach for Brotherhood. I work with the physical and the mindset and absolutely love this role.
G'day everyone, my name's Marshall Highfield. I'm 21 years of age, I know, old. And the reason I started at that gym was just because I was very unhappy. I was a very big boy. And I thought, well, you know, don't want to be big anymore. I want to have that chiseled bod, and I thought, you know what, let's send it, hey.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It was a good idea, yeah.
My main motivation to start was I was a scrawny little weakling and so I wanted to get bigger so I could stack up against my peers. But I just fell in love with training. Like, I loved everything about it, how challenging it was. I love a challenge, like being able to push yourself and how that transfers throughout life in so many different areas and aspects.
I started training pretty similar. I wanted confidence. I was a pretty scrawny kid. I had heroes such as Arnold, Sylvester Stallone. I watched a lot of action movies growing up and always saw them as the ideal of what a man should be. I didn't get heavy into training until I was in the army and after the army, and it became somewhat of a therapy for me. I needed that to deal with stuff that was going on in my head, but now it's no longer that, more it's just an essential. I couldn't picture life without it. It is just a necessity.
How much do you think you weighed at like your max weight, if you don't mind me asking?
All right, so my heaviest point was around 145 to 150 kilos.
Pretty heavy.
It was very heavy. I'm now down to 110 kilos. When I was 19, I got into a relationship, and all we pretty much did was eat and smoke and drink, and it was just terrible. And then I got out of that relationship, and I looked at myself, and I was so unhappy. And I was like, you know what? Let's just lose a bunch of weight.
When I was a younger teenager, I had a lot of issues with mental health, and a lot of them got worse the less I did. I was sometimes grounded for long periods of time, and things would get worse. When I started realizing that I could just sit there and in my room and start working out, I started finding some weight lifted off my shoulders. Training became therapy for me. In my early adult life, I was dealing with a lot of stuff that I couldn't really understand, but whenever I was training, I felt that would ease off, and I felt those pressures of life disappear for a few hours. And as I built confidence in the gym, I built confidence in myself, and when I built confidence in myself, I no longer had those issues of self-doubt, of anxiety and depression. I think they lifted. The better I got at understanding myself and training, the less those issues plagued me.
Did you think you had any sort of struggles before you started the gym or like during the gym?
So when you first start, you're worried about what other people think of you. So I signed up for a 24-hour gym, and I used to go strictly at night. And that's because that's when no one goes, and that's what, it's pretty much the emptiest point. But when you start feeling more confident about yourself, you start going earlier. Like right now, I'll be going around morning, midday, late afternoons instead of at night when like no one's there. And you just get to meet the nicest people at the gym. You get to meet like gym people like yourself who have gone through like extreme weight losses. And once you meet these people, they start helping you get better, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, all those negative patterns started going away. My life started becoming far more calm and peaceful, and yeah, it plays out so much in your life just to how much easier you can make life for you rather than it have to be a day-to-day absolute fight and struggles. Training, especially as being a coach as well, is it's not only just teaching someone how to move in the gym, it's also you are there as a mentor and as a friend. You offer and deliver so much more value than just how to move. So to help bring people up through all their struggles that they face, and just to be there as a friend is another added value that people pay for.
Definitely, I think the physical and the mental go hand in hand. When I started to gain strength physically, I think mentally I felt a lot more comfortable with myself because I knew I could handle myself a bit better. The more confident and the stronger I got in the gym, the stronger my mindset got, so I could push a little bit more and a little bit more. The gym then leaked into all aspects of life, where if I knew I could train really hard here and get the results I wanted anywhere else in life, I knew I could do the same, so I was no longer worried that I wouldn't be able to do things, I wouldn't be able to make things work in life, because I knew I have the grit and the resilience from the gym that I could take into the rest of the world.
Why do you think other people don't decide to open up that gym door?
I think people don't do it, like they'll sign up because they know it's good for them and they know they should be doing it, but they don't do enough research beforehand to know why they should be doing it. Because they just know, yeah, it's good for you, like get it done and then you'll be fit and healthy, but they don't know the why do I need to do this? Why does my body need me to do this? Like what needs to be done while I'm at the gym or while I'm dieting to make me feel good about myself. And that's where people become scared to open the door, or they just think they're too busy to just change a few little things in their life.
Shit, there's so many things, hey? And that's where we differentiate, and that's what we try and offer. Ego-free. This is a completely ego-free. You walk in that door, you leave it at the door, you know, like our 4 values of brotherhood are confidence, compassion, integrity, and identity. As soon as you get into the energy of those around, like the, you know, like Adam and all of our guys are so welcoming, and they make them feel right at home instantly. And after the first session, they feel so connected to each and every person.
Firstly, it's very hard for people who have spent a long time in a comfortable position stepping out of that, putting themselves in an area that they aren't confident in, they don't know how to move properly. They might be very daunted by the idea of stepping into a gym and being judged by other people. The fear of judgment's a big thing. If people just drop that fear and realize that everyone has to start somewhere, they'll be able to step in a lot sooner. But it's the fear that people will judge them for not being enough that holds people back, I think. Everyone has to start somewhere.
What do you think you would say to someone as your final piece of advice to try and start the gym or build that motivation? And not exactly, you know, once you've gotten that motivation, how to actually gain the discipline to keep going back to the gym?
Like, just start is the easiest way to say it. Open that gym door, get started, no one's gonna judge you, all right? It's such a welcoming place. And to keep that motivation going, look, you're not gonna feel motivated all the time. You're gonna start feeling like crap, you're gonna start slowing down. You need to have the discipline to keep going towards your goals. So you have to be the one who pushes yourself without motivation, because you'll have no motivation those days to be able to keep going, to have the physique or to have the body type or to have the health that you want.
Except you're not going to be the best, hey? And you know what? Love your flaws, and you take that photo when you first start, and like as embarrassing as it might be right at the start that, oh yeah, I'm getting a photo, you know, I'm not looking as what I'd like to be right now, but you get that photo 3 months later and you look at the improvement, you see what you've achieved, and it inspires you and encourages you to keep going. You know, what's going to happen in another 3 months? If everyone can sacrifice that instant gratification, I guess, or whatever, that instant feeling of, oh shit, I'm not enough, or right now, but to surrender into, okay, well, let's just see how this goes, and just remain consistent for yourself and no one else other than yourself, that will inspire you to continue to show up and compare yourself against yourself.
Best advice is to learn the basics, keep working on the basics, nail the basics, and remain consistent. Be open to learning new things, but figure out the staple basic fundamentals, learn them, and be consistent, because consistently good will always beat sometimes great. People often try really hard for a week or two and then fall off. If you just stay consistent week in, week out, you will see the results over time. It's not going to be a sprint, it is a marathon, but it's a lifestyle as well, not just a an 8-week challenge. It's a lifestyle thing, so be in it for the long run.